we have built the best smartphone on the market. That's the kind of braggadocious boast so common to phone releases that, folks, I usually don't even bother to write it down. But when it's Samsung saying it, I take note. And this is a first look at the Galaxy Note 9. Physical changes here are the slightly larger display compared with last year's Note 8 and the relocation of the fingerprint sensor. Now that's funny, because last year Samsung told me it had to put the Note 8's fingerprint reader way up out of reach because to move it lower would necessitate a smaller battery. Well, the Note 9 must have some black magic baked into it, because it not only puts the fingerprint sensor where it belongs, it also increases battery capacity by 21%. That's a 4,000 milliamp hour power pack inside, the biggest Samsung has ever built into a Note, which makes me hopeful that this phone can improve on the lackluster endurance of the Note 8. Still, it needs to be said that Samsung is playing catch-up here. Huawei's Pro series phones have packed 4,000 mAh batteries for the past year, and they're some of the longest-lasting phones I've ever tested. Then there's the camera tricks. The Note 9 can automatically recognize subjects like food and adjust camera settings for the better shot. Let's talk about the thing that only a Galaxy Note can do. While a few other phones come with styluses, the S Pen has always been special, both for its accuracy and its feature set. This year, Samsung has kept all the old features and added even more by giving the S Pen its own power source and Bluetooth. That means you can use the S Pen's button to do things like remotely open an app, by default, the camera. Check it out. You long press it to open, double-click to switch between front and back for music control, controlling presentation software, and unlocking the phone remotely. That's not the exciting part, though. After all, you can do the same remote control stuff with a smartwatch. The cool stuff will hopefully show up down the road. Samsung is planning to offer an SDK for the S Pen, which means developers will be able to write their own features to take advantage of the new hardware, assuming any of them do. And the engineering accomplishment of that hardware deserves a quick word. Samsung squeezed a supercapacitor and a Bluetooth LE radio into an S Pen not much bigger than last year's. Yes, if the battery dies, it still delivers on all the old S Pen features. Remember, none of the prior ones have needed onboard power. Also, both pen and phone are still water and dust resistant.
The Note 9 battery capacity has also been unshackled, breaking through the 4,000 mAh ceiling. Samsung is finally comfortable enough to give us a larger battery following the Note 7 recall, and it promises that its 8-point safety check will mean no repeat of the fires we saw 2 years ago. Samsung is carrying over its camera prowess to the Note 9. The S9 Plus gave us a good idea of what to expect, but Samsung is promising even higher photo quality from the Note 9. Samsung demonstrated that the Note 9 camera identifies and adapts to various subjects with a new scene optimizer feature. It adjusts the white balance and color based on 20 subjects as varied as sunsets, flowers, food, birds, text, and so forth. The camera is supposed to understand what it's looking at, and it uses the same technology to correct flaws, including eye blinking, image blurring, lens smudges, and backlight. Sometimes it will pick the best photo of the bunch, and other times it will have a pop-up warning message telling you to clean your dirty camera lens. Like the S9, the Note 9 features an additional speaker at the top for stereo sound, which has much better bass performance, less distortion at higher volumes, and access to Dolby Atmos surround sound technology. Dolby Atmos places sound within a three-dimensional audio environment, giving listeners the impression that sound is coming from everywhere. It's no surprising that Samsung, among the top manufacturers, is the first to produce a 1TB ready smartphone, a capacity that rivals most laptops people buy today. The Note 9 is billed as the phone that will never run out of physical storage space. Uninstalling games and deleting movies you've downloaded isn't something you'll need to be worried about.
Samsung also built a new carbon fiber cooling system around the processor, which is meant to preserve performance even under a heavy load. This is a big deal. I remember seeing PUBG played on a Note 8 a few months ago, and I remember thinking such a powerful phone shouldn't be bogging down so much. The new processor and cooling system should help with high-demand games like Fortnite, which is finally coming to newer Samsung phones as of today. And the rest of the spec sheet, from the high RAM count to the dense storage options, well, they'll help with everything else. Heck, if you can find a 500GB SD card, you can have a terabyte of storage in your hand with this thing. And your hand doesn't need to be all that much bigger, either. While the Note 9 is still a very large phone, it's surprisingly close, at least in terms of hand feel, to the Note 8. Of course, it's still just as easy to smudge as any all-glass smartphone. And where can you get your own Note 9? Well, the phone will be available in stores starting August 24 for a penny shy of $1,000 US. That's for the 128 gig version. The 512 will run you the princely sum of $1,249.99. Yee.